Good morning and welcome back to another episode of PAA Live's morning show. Today is Sunday, May the 16th, 2021. It is a beautiful sunny day in South Florida. It is actually clear skies today and a whopping, hold on, I'm getting there. Oops. All right, so it's a whopping, I'm sure it's only like 78 degrees. 74 degrees here in sunny South Florida. I should have looked that up first. All right, today we're working on the Camaro. We're going to continue working on the Camaro. If you missed our last video and haven't seen it, the couple of videos ago we started the 2006 Chevy Camaro concept car, and we're going to continue the build today. We finished the engine on our last build vid. We finished the engine here, and now we're going to be doing the interior today, along with anything else that we can get done. I went ahead and painted everything. So everything is painted and ready to go. So we're just going to start building. I don't know who's going to be able to show, but notifications are on. And I have given everybody plenty of notice on the Model Asylum and Plastic Addictions Anonymous from Facebook. So if anybody shows, we'll have company. If not, don't have any company, and it'll just be me doing another video. If you guys like my videos, please like them. If you want to see more and you want to know what I'm doing and when I'm doing it, please click that. Click that bell, so that you get notification of that I'm in. Again, this is Joe from Plastic Addictions Anonymous. Come hang with me and do a little bit of building. I'll be doing this every Monday through Friday. Today is kind of a special day. I'm just kind of dropping in on a Sunday because I really didn't get a whole lot done yesterday. I was working on the trailer. The trailer is going well fine. You guys got to keep an eye out for that also, as I am going to be doing more builds on that. That will be probably Monday. On Monday, I will be doing, don't miss out. On Monday, I will be doing a live unboxing of the AMT Kenworth Challenge Transit Mixer. This is the kit that I'll be doing a live unboxing for on Monday. This will be a unboxing for Monday. You guys saw that one already. This will be the unboxing for Monday. So if you guys haven't seen this, or if you guys want to check it out and see what's in the box, hit that bell. Give me a follow. Just click that notifications, like my videos, sign in, and come on and check it out with me. All right, so I've already put the door panels in, and the door panels or siders are in. So right now today, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to score. As I said, I'm going to score the back of these that are big squares. If you have, you can have little tiny sprue connections, and you can cut them right off. But anytime you have really long ones like so, I recommend, which I did this morning a while ago. I kind of scored it just a little bit. Now I just bend it back and forth until it pops itself off. Now you guys can see my hands in this video today. You couldn't see my hands in the last one. So, okay, so see, that came off nice and smooth. Didn't pop any of the plastic off. I'm going to do the same thing with the back of the seats. Just kind of score right along the back side of the crease where it connects to the sprue. And we'll go from there. All right, so now that I've scored it a couple times, see, it very simply does the back and forth until the plastic heats up, and it just comes right off without popping any plastic off, so you don't have to worry about damaging your seats and then having to putty or having to hide some mess up. Okay, so see, now this one left a little bit more than I would have liked. Dang, man, would have liked it too. I got my knife. That ain't good. All right, so we're working on the back seat right now. Really, with this kit, once you have the parts out and you know what you're doing, we've already gathered up the parts for everything that we needed to. We looked at the instructions on, I think it was Wednesday. We went through the instructions in an open box last week. So we know what's where and why. We know on this instruction we are doing number 2 and number 3. Number 2 is going to be building it. Number 3 is going to be putting the steering wheel, steering column, and so forth and so on in. And then we'll move right along to number 4, which will be the chassis. That will probably be for Tuesday's video, will be chassis. I already moved ahead and went and did the wheels. I wanted to see what they look like, and they're going to be really, really nice. So let's move right along. We are at number 1 at the moment. We did the engine. We are now number 2. All right. So as you can see, number 2 shows that we're doing the seats. There's the interior tub. There's the passenger side, or I'm sorry, the driver's side panel, doors, passenger side panel, passenger and driver's seats, and the back seats. That's really all you're doing, and you're putting it together, and then you're going to put the dashboard in, steering column, and steering wheel. All right, and I'll be doing details on this afterwards behind the scenes, so check that next video out. It will say Camaro Concept continue build. That's what the video will say. Well, it'll probably say AMT, but AMT Camaro concept continue build. That's what it'll say, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and trim these up just a little bit with my X-Acto knife, and then I'm going to get my little sanding pad, and I'm going to go to town on them. I've already built the seats and put the seat backs together and put them in, and I've already done the door panels, put them in. So as you can see, it's going to stand out really nicely. So all I'm going to do, and I put all my tools and stuff together and got them out. Last night, I did a lot of the hydraulics on the Revell auto transport trailer, the one that just came out last month. I think it was the 31st that they actually gave it out to general public, and pre-orders got delivered on April 1st. Excuse me. So we are going to put a little dab of glue there, and I'm just going to kind of like run a little bit of dab of glue here just to make sure that I get the seams all nice and done. I don't want them to move around once I pop this thing into place. So we're going to get the front seats in, and then we're going to, wait, my bad. Okay, let's do the back seats. So I forgot they want you to do this in 2 pieces. That really stinks, but that's what they want you to do. So the back seats and the front seats kind of go like so. That's a pretty cool looking back seat, if you ask me. It's pretty comfy looking. And that paint that I used came out excellent. It is called Gloss Red Pepper. That's what the name of the interior is, Gloss Red Pepper. So we're going to go ahead and scrape a little bit of this paint off over here so that we can get plastic to plastic and not have to glue through the paint. So I'm just going to use my X-Acto knife and just kind of scrape along. You're just scraping along the base of the back of the seat where it's going to connect to the bottom of the seat bottom. So we're just going to scratch that off. It's going to look like there's still paint on it, but it's not. It's just an orange. It was an orange build. I don't have any of the orange to show you because I've painted everything. So trust me, it was molded in orange. It's a level 2 kit, fairly simple kit, unless you decide to do any type of, customizations to it, and then, then that's on you, so to speak. All right, so here's the yellow. I didn't do the blue. Orange. I didn't do the undercarriage of the seats because there was no need to, because they're going to be going together. All right, so now I'm just going to put a little glue on these 2 lines that I just cleaned off the paint from. I do not see Danny. Oh, I see Danny. Hi, Danny. You got your speakers on? Danny's in, Mom. My youngest son came to see me build and came to my video. Danny, turn your speakers on. You'll hear me if you turn my speakers on, bro. I see you, Dan. All right, so because of where it goes, I'm going to pre-fit this because of the way they put the bottoms in like this. I don't know exactly how it's going to go underneath this, go in between the. See, I knew that was going to happen. Look, some of these kits. There we go. Okay, so it's got to be fairly straight when you put it in. I would recommend you put the seats in before you put the sides on if you're not comfortable with how they're going to go in. I finally got them perfectly in. There's enough glue on there to hold them down in place now. And I've gotten glue on this seat, so this seat can go in now. I got the front and back seats in. So you hear that go click? It clicked right down on those parts. That's the good thing about a level 2 kit. And this is an AMT kit, and I shouldn't be clipping away that good.
You're being super delayed by like 1 or 2 minutes.
Okay, I'm on it, Dan. Okay. I can't help you, baby. I'm sorry. Okay, so my son says that he's having a problem. I don't see anybody else here. Rob should be showing in soon. Okay, so it can't be 2 minutes there because he came out 1 minute after I posted it in. So he got it within 60 seconds, which is a good thing. So that's good. So no matter what I try to tell him, that he's still got to go through the AT&T server, and then he's still got to go through the YouTube server. It's just the way it is. All right, so now I got my seats in, and they're recommending once I get the seats in, there is a plate that they're showing, which is this little silver plate. I just had it in my hand. There it is. This is just this little silver plate here. They don't tell you what it is, but they're telling you to put it in this way. Why, I don't know. Oops, it appears that it would go here. But That's where it's showing that it goes. All right. So that's what we're doing. We're doing dot. Oh, maybe that's the whole, no, let's, okay. Let me check to see how the dashboard is supposed to go, because that's our next step. After that, they want me to get the stick shift in there too. Stick shift is chrome. I have it out right here, and I have it all trimmed already. When I'm done, the stick shift head will be black, just like the original one. All right, so let's see. This goes in here just like this. Something of that nature. So how does that affect that? That's what I need to know. So that goes like this. It shows going in here like so. Why? I don't know, but that's what we're going to do with it. Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and glue in my door panels. I've already scraped off the paint that I needed to on both ends and here. Now, oop, I didn't scrape off the paint there. I just scrape off a little bit of paint here because that's where this little lever sits. So we're going to scrape that off. Just enough. Oh, you guys will be able to see the orange here too, because I got black over the orange here. There we go. And I don't make it perfect because it is going to be inside the car, but you do want to get a good bead, so to speak, a good seal from the plastic so it doesn't flop all over the place while you're putting it in and moving it around. All right, so now I'm just going to take, because it did that, I'm just going to take my tip and I'm just going to put a dab of glue here and a dab of glue here. There, just like that. Now I'm going to take my steering wheel. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it a little different. While that glue sets up and gets ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and take off my steering wheel and put my steering wheel and my steering column together so that I can put that all in together. Also, it shows that they give you the brakes. Here's your brake, clutch, and your gas pedal. It shows that it goes on the back side, right here on these pins right here. So we're going to trim that up and clean the back side of it off also, so that when we put it on, it literally sticks better. So we'll do that. So we'll have this interior done, and then we can move right along over to the chassis, which I also have painted and ready to go. So, but like I said, Monday I will be doing an unboxing of the KW transit mixer, the cement mixer that my wife bought me. I will be doing a live open box on that. Or I'll probably, actually, to be honest with you, I'm probably going to do it after my show, because I got a Monday morning show to do also. So I'll probably be doing an open box non-live, unless I get a bunch of people in. And if I get a bunch of people in there, I could do it there. It only takes like 20 minutes to do a box opening and unboxing. I mean, that thing's got like 350 parts, so I don't know how long it'll take me to explain it, but I will be getting into it. So, Danny, looks like you're the only one here, brother, right now today, buddy, which is just fine by me. We're all good. I'm going to go ahead and keep going as we're going. Let's see. The shorter one's going to be going to be the turn blinker, so that's going to go to the left driver's side. That's going to go there like that. It's got a little bit of a tilt. Now, guys, the steering wheel has a straight peg, but the hole has an angle on it. So you got to watch that. Don't try to straighten it out. Put it right in the hole at an angle, and that's so that it sets the steering wheel up a little bit, as opposed to laying it on the seats like a lot of kids do. A lot of kids, once you put everything together and it settles, everything all of a sudden sinks. So that's another reason to do the cleaning of your parts, so that parts don't end up moving once you glue them into place. All right, so if you put a little pressure on it, I noticed that it goes in very, very easily. The steering wheel went on very, very easily. Now I'm just going to straighten everything out. Check the straightness, see if it's straight enough. Okay, it looks straight enough. Now I'm going to set that to the side for a second, because I want to put the stick shift in. Stick shift goes in this little hole right here. That's what the instruction shows anyways. The instructions show that it goes into that little hole. So that's what I'm going to do. Drop a little glue in there. Just a little drop of glue in there, just like that. And then I'm going to ram her home. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to stick it in there nice and easy so that I don't break anything. And I need my tweezers. Keep forgetting my hands are not what they used to be. All right, so bummer. All right, let's play the devil's advocate here and put look at that part right away. Put a little bit of dab of glue on the end of that. I'm surprised Rob hasn't checked in. He's usually here first. And Matthew should be getting notifications. So like I said, if you like the videos and you've seen the other videos and you want to check out more stuff and you want to get notifications of my live stuff, go ahead and like the video, push that subscribe button, and push that bell. Follow me. It'll tell you every time I come on if you follow me. So, okay, so now we got that all in. Got that all in. Whoops. I'm moving a little faster than you guys probably will on the actual build because I'm trying to do the build while I'm here doing a show. So I'm moving around a little bit faster. So the seats, the interior will be done, and I'll be able to let it set aside till I'm ready to put it in, which will be in a day or two. So at least I'm ready to roll. Okay, so I don't put my steering wheels in to where they're across the ways all straight. I like them turned a little bit so it looks like the car's been being driven. Okay, so that put down perfectly. So there's your interior. Later on, I will do some detail on the dashboard because there is some big gauges in here that I could do a little bit of chroming and a little bit of yellow in so I can make them stand out a little bit more. But there it is. There's your entire interior tub. So I'm going to put that off to the side, and I'm going to go for the chassis. The chassis is in the car. As you see, I decided to go with the matte black. I'm going to do a white stripe all the way down the car, one white stripe, depending. I don't know if I'm doing two or just the one big one down the middle, but we'll figure that out when it's ready. That'll be at the very end, just before I'm done. Oh, almost forgot my little hook part. For some reason, they want this little hook part in there. Maybe later on it'll tell me why. Oh, you know what else I did? I did not put the pedals in. Luckily, see, that's why you go a little bit at a time and follow instructions. I have everything out though, and everything was ready to go. So, okay, so now, that went on easy, see? Okay, so now, if you wanted to, you could take a little bit of black paint, which is pretty easy. All I do is slide over here to my acrylics and grab my acrylic black, and watch how, and I can paint the pedals black, which I want to do anyway, because I can get to the steering wheel, but I can't get to the pedals. So, as long as I can get to the steering wheel, I'm good. And that'll be my black. I also have a little cup here. Get a little cup. While I got it open and while it's available to me, I'm going to drop a couple of drops. Just a couple of drops. That's all I need. There we go. Just a drop or two. And then I get my really fine, thin brush. Make sure it's softened. Okay. Then I take my brush and I kind of mix the paint up just a little bit because it's been sitting. All right. Now I'll just touch what I'm going to do is you guys can see that, right? I'm just going to touch the ends of it. I'm not going to do the brackets. I'm just going to do the pedals themselves. So once they're done, they'll stand out in the car against the red. Okay, so I do the sides as well because the sides are all pedal. If you've ever driven a car, you would know that the whole sides are the pedals. That anywhere they put rubber, they slide the rubber right over the metal sleeve. So we'll do that. All right, so there we go. All right, so now we have black pedals. Okay, so next thing I want to do while I'm in here is I'm going to go ahead with these turn signal. I'm going to go ahead and paint the end of the turn signal knob as well. Paint it black so it stands out a little bit. So I'm just going to grab a little black paint, just kind of dab it on there. I'll show you that in 1 second when I'm done. And also, actually, I think that's the cruise control here because it's got a stick shift, so it can't be an automatic with a shifter on the top. Okay, so I'm also, while I'm here and at it, I'm going to go ahead and paint the knob for the shifter black. I just taken right over the chrome. There. Okay, so now you can see. Well, maybe you can't. Yeah, you can. There's the black. Okay. All right. So there. Now I can set this aside. This is water-based, so I don't got to rush right away to clean it. All right. So now I'm going to put this back in by putting a little bit of dab of glue on this end, because I know the glue is already set up over there. I've got everything on, the pedals on, everything done. The interior will be 100% complete, and we can move right along to the chassis. All right. So now we've done number 2 and number 3 today so far. So that's what we're working on right now. We're working on the 2006 AMT Concept Camaro, or Camaro Concept, however you want to look at it. Okay, so now they're saying to put this piece, why I don't know, but they say this piece goes right here. There's got to be a reason. It's got to be one of those weird brackets that Chevy likes to put everywhere, that later on in life you find out where it goes and why it goes there. Oh, you know what that is? They're trying to show you that there's, I get it. This is supposed to be the air conditioning vents that come at the bottom underneath the dashboard. That's what these are. All right, so I kind of center that hole, like right there. All right, I don't know if you can see it or not, but we'll try to get you to see it. Okay, oh, wait, right down in, let me get my pointer. If you look right down in, let me see if I can get it there. If you look right down in there, Right down there. You see those two silver things? Those two silver things are vents on the floorboard. All right, again, like, subscribe, and follow if you want to check out the rest of my vids. Hit that bell and make sure to tell it that you want to get notifications about all videos, anything that's uploaded, anything that's live, so that you know exactly what I do and when I do it. So, by the way, I found out where that went. That goes underneath, just so you know, guys, not on top like I thought it did. There's a spot right here on the floorboard that you're supposed to put it. All right, so there, boom, that went right into place too. Okay, so now that that's in place in the right place, we are actually done with the steering column. Or, I'm sorry, the interior. All right, so that's exactly what that is. That looks like a heater. What it really looks like is it looks like it's the heater vents to heat your feet up. Why they got them chrome, I don't know. But okay, now it's different. Okay, so now if you look down inside there, the same thing, same place. Oh, we go. Okay, there. Now if you look down inside there, you can see that the chrome there is actually popped up with a black line in between it. That's for that. All right. Interior is complete. So we're going to go ahead and go to the chassis. Pop that off. There's the body. It shows on the next one, which is number 4, that we are chassis bound. So we're going to fold up because I don't know if we're going to get this whole thing done. That's an awful lot to put on while we're trying to do a video and make it stick and make it work right. All right, so now it's showing me that I need this. And as you can see, like I said, taking it off made it a little straighter. It was bending while it was on the screw, so I'm glad I took it off. So a little bit of here and there. Oh, Dan, it looks like it's just me and you, buddy. But that's okay. We can handle it, right? I'm really surprised that Robert's not in, but that's okay. It's Saturday. Everybody sleeps in on a Saturday when they want to. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Sunday. Oh, it's Sunday. Maybe they're at church. That could very well be, right? All right. So now we're looking for this piece here. Looks like it's number, oh, they got shock. We got the springs, which is number 90, and the cross member, which is number 70. So there's numbers 90 right here. There's the little springs right there. So I'm just going to twist and pull them off. And there's number 70 right here. This is the piece right here, number 70. Okay, so I got to use my cutter for that. So I just move that over. And my wife just informed me and reminded me that it's not Saturday. It is Sunday. All right, so I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm supposed to take all that off. So I'm taking all this off, just like that. Just popping it with that. And then there's a really tiny one right there. And that should free that up. Okay, so now we got those off. It shows we need number 57, which it looks like these. Let me make sure the number's correct. That's 56 and 57. So let's see. 56 goes to the other side and 57 goes to this side. So if it's upside down like they have it, it would go this way, like so in the rear. This would go here with the springs underneath it. That's where that would go, and these little springs underneath it. I hate it when they do that, just so you know. Because these little springs are so hard to keep track of, especially when they like to roll around everywhere. All right, so anyway, I should probably just bring my lid out. That's what I'm going to do. Bring my little lid out that I use. All right, cool. So now, there. See, now they won't go nowhere. Okay, so now, let's go ahead and get 56 and 57. 56 is going to be the driver's side. 57 is going to be passenger side, just so everybody knows. Do not mix them up because they are angled that way for a specific reason. There we go. Okay, so that one's going to go there just like that. See these two little holes right here? Yeah, these two little holes. These little holes right here. And on the other side, these little holes right here. These little frame pieces, front end pieces have little pins on them. So again, we're going to scrape a little bit of the glue off of both sides of this. I've also don't got all the parts off yet. So I got to do that still. But I know they go here, so it shows on the thing. So I'm going to go ahead and pop off scrape off some of the glue, not all of it. See, or some of the paint, just so it's got something to stick to. Like so. And then I'll do the same thing in between the pins, so that in between the pins grabs. There's that orange again. All right, now I just take my little brush that I use here. It's my little cleaner brush, and I just kind of clean any of the shavings off. All right, so now this little pin does not go. It's got to be trimmed off. It's what was holding it on the screw. That's all. So I'm just going to take my little knife and just kind of easily round it out like it's supposed to be. If it shows any yellow or orange on it, I will take my little sanding block here, my sanding stick here that I have, and I'm just going to knock off the rest of it a little bit. And once it's on, I'll take my chrome paint, which this is supposed to be metallic silver. It didn't quite come out like I thought it would, but that's okay. So, okay, so that one's cleaned up and ready to go. So we know that that one goes on this side, just like that. It goes in there just like this. Oops. So you take the pins down, and these two little holes, and that's where you glue it into place at. Okay? So that's where that one goes. That one goes on this side right here, like that. And the other one goes on the other side. Okay, so now they also are showing. Okay, so this one goes on. So 56 goes on that side. Okay, so 56 goes over here. 57 goes over here. Okay, so just like that. I'm going to leave them sitting there just like that so you guys don't mix up which ones they go on. So remember, 56 and 57. 56 is driver's side. 57 is passenger side. This is rear end. This is rear end. These are the three rear end parts that they showed me for the rear end. That's all the rear end parts that they showed me to take off there. Now there's a cross member here that they're showing me, which is number 71. I do not see it on here. There's the two steering mechanisms. So they are number 58 and 59. So we look for number 58 and 59, and this one's 58 and this one's 59. So 58 goes with 56. So let's do that. Make sure to do that. So 58 goes with 56. So which one's 58? This one's 58. So I'm going to take the 58 one off first so that I know that it goes over there, and then I can take the other one off, set it here. So I line up the parts on wherever it goes, on which sides they go, so that I don't mix them up and get them on the wrong sides. I'm not positive on where this one gets cut at, so I'm going to cut it way back here, and we'll trim it off as we go. Okay, so I know this one goes over here, so now I can put this one here, right? That's 58. Yep, and 59. Okay, I also just saw the rings that they're showing me here on the instructions. They're also showing me rings on the instructions. So I got to get those off. There's a few of those. This almost looks like it may turn. The wheels may turn. I'm not sure how they're going to do that, but this looks like it's got mechanisms to turn because all these holes are well drilled out. All right, so we're now looking for 63 and 64 on both ends. So there's 63 and 64. So let's see. This is 63 and this one's 64. Right. Okay, so there's two of each. Okay, so we're going to do on backside, get 63 and 64 goes on here as well. Okay, so 63 and 64 go together here. So we're going to do a 64 here and a 63 here. I'm not going to pull them all off. I'm just going to pull the front end ones off, even though they show me to pull the back ones off too, but I want to make sure they're the right size and the right ones. Oh, it does look like one's bigger than the other by size. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do 54 and 53 on this side, 54 and 53. Now I'm going to find that cross member, which is right here. This is not, nope, that's not it. There's a chrome cross member that goes inside under the hood. There's the mirrors. So it's not there. So it's got to be on the black screw piece. And it is not there. There's the rear end that I painted. There's the grill, front grill. So where's that cross member? I've got all my parts here. So I must be missing it here somehow. All right, so there is number 55, which we're not looking for. We're looking for number 71. So number 71, I think, is going to be on here. It should be anyways. I bet you that is it. I just didn't realize it. Let me get my magnifying glass. I can't see this now for some reason. All right. What did I say that was? Number 71. Nope, that's not it. That's not going to be it. Okay, so let's check the numbers on this one more time. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm not seeing it right. So could that be it? Nope, that's 60. So that's not it. Okay, so 70 was chrome. So 71 should be right next to it. The 70 was right there. So let's see. 60 was here, right? Yep. All right. So that piece was 70, and it's chrome. No, it's not. It's color. So there's that. So there's 70. So we're looking for 71. So 70 came off of here. That's 60. That's 55. 59, 58, 58, 59. That's all the Windows stuff here, so I know that's not in there. Did I pop it off on accident and put it in here to make it save? Nope. I don't think so. Okay, so for some reason I'm missing a cross member here on this one. I swear to God it looks like that right there, but it's not that. So I do not know what to do from there because there is a cross member. It's the engine cross member, engine mount. That is not in here. Let me look in the box real quick. Maybe it fell out of the bag. Doesn't sound like there's anything in there. Maybe it's stuck in the bag. Let me take a look. No, it's empty bag, empty bag, empty bag, empty bag, empty bag, and empty bag. All right, so no, it's not in here. So in that case, oh wait, I think I see it over there. Hold on. There's another black screw over here that I didn't bring over here. Hold on. Ta, ta, ta. And that is not it. That belongs to the truck trailer. All right, so all right, let's go ahead and carry on because I'm sure I'll find it and I know it's here because I haven't pulled anything off of here. So literally, it's got to be on here. That's got to be it. No, nothing like it. I do not see anything that looks like that part at all. But anyways, okay. So let's go ahead and carry on. We'll go from there. Once I get, I'll tell you what. You know what? Once I get further down the road, I guarantee I'll find it. Guess what I said? Guess what did I just say? What did I just say? I just said once I move our stuff around and get down the road, I'll find it. I think I just found it. Yep, 71. Got it. It's the only thing I left on this sprue. Only thing. Okay, and it's got very little flash on it, holding it on it from the sprue, so I'm just going to twist it around a little bit to get it to come off. All right. So now I'm just here with this. I'm going to just trim this off just a hair. Like I said, once I get everything in, I can always come back and touch it up, paint it up. This was an unscheduled show, so I don't know if I'm going to be doing this every Sunday or still go back to my Monday through Friday. Haven't quite made up my mind how I want to do that yet. It looks like that it goes this way, pointing towards the, having the bend towards the back. It goes across like that. The first thing we need to do is we need to get the shocks into place back here, which shows the shocks show they go on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it the way it says it goes. It says it goes like this. There's a little bit of a flash on this. My recommendation is just take your knife and just slow and easily just pull that little bit of flash off. Nice and easy. You don't want to bend anything, cut anything, and open. So just a little bit. Like I said, it is a level 2 kit, so there's not a lot of skill to it. It's just being careful, making sure not to break parts. That's the hardest part, not breaking parts. Okay, so to figure this out, where these springs, they want these springs to actually go. So that's the hole they go in. So this is where the springs are going to go. These holes right here. Okay, so I'm going to clean out the hole a little bit. These holes right here are where the springs are going to go. I know you guys can't see it, but these holes right here are where the springs go on each side. Okay, so I'm going to clean them out. And this one looks like it's got right there. So I'm cleaning all these holes out because I'm putting this rear end in now. And then I'm going to let it set to the side. So this will probably be the last instruction set that we do for today. And we'll be done for the day. Okay, so let me go ahead and clean all these holes out because I know that where this is all going. I found all the pieces. All right. So now we're going to clean out these holes as well. See the cross member here for the transmission? We're going to clean out these holes as well to make sure that the transmission piece fits right in. So clean them out. I'll just use my X-Acto knife just to kind of ream the holes out a little bit to get the paint off the inside. Then I blow it off, and then I'm going to use my little brush just to make sure that I didn't leave anything behind because I don't want the glue to get it and leave it in behind. So I'm also going to do the inside here so I don't have any problem putting anything else in. Okay, so now, now I know that these all go to the driver's side. That goes to the back. All that goes to the driver's side. All that goes to the front side. This goes across the center. So I am going to put that in. It shows that the rear end sits on top of this. So I need to, there's supposed to be a hole in it, but I don't see any dang hole. All right, and because there is a pin here. On the bottom, on the bottom of this, there is a pin here. So, all right, so let's clean off these little pins a little bit too here around them with my X-Acto knife. If I can find my X-Acto knife. Woo! It's pretty bad. The other stuff that you were just using. I just set it down. Up there. That's because it's on the other side there. I couldn't see it. All right. So now I'm just going to go ahead right here on these edges, just on the inside edge, because I don't want to break it. So I'm just going to see. I'm kind of just tagging it, just a little bit, just kind of scraping it, making a little line in it, so it's got a little bit of thing to hold the glue. All right. So I'm going to do the full clean on this side, but on this side I'm just going to kind of like make a line there. All right. So now same thing. Just going to take my little bit of glue. Little dab of glue, get the tip cleaned off, get the little dab of glue here, and it goes here to these. It goes to these holes right here. Goes to these holes right there. These two holes right there. Okay, so let's do that. I'm gonna put that on with one little drop of glue on each hole. There's one. I'm gonna go ahead and put the glue on all the holes that I'm gonna need to use, so I can just put it together. Okay, so there, and here. Okay, also with this rear end and stuff and all these other things, I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the other side too after I make sure everything's cleaned off, nice and smooth. I'm not going to have to trim anything or clean anything when I'm done. Everything's ready. So yeah, so see here, these little brackets got to go. So I got to do the same thing with those. I got to kind of trim just a little bit, not much, just a little bit, like that, and just a little bit here, like that, and I'm going to do the same thing here. See how the glue kind of ate that paint up? It'll do the same thing when you're trying to get it to glue on, it'll fall off. See how the glue kind of ate that paint up? So, well, I'm live here on PAA on YouTube, guys. It is Sunday, the 16th of May, 2021. I am working on a 2006 Chevy Camaro concept car. I am slowly but surely building this online here. I have the springs in now. I want to make sure that they're level and straight with each other. So they look pretty straight and level there, if you ask me. So that's going to stand out nicely. So now I did the trim here. Same thing. Blow it off. Make sure I get any of the thing off. I can even use my nail a little bit. Oop, I see a little bit of sprue there that I need to clean off. A little bit of splash. Okay, so now I should be able to take my glue and put a loop. I want to do a little X in here at least in these holes. This is where the springs go in these holes right here at the top of the springs here. These little holes right here, they have indentations. They go on top of the spring, so you need to clean them out just a little bit, just so there's something for it to grab. Now that I got them on there, I'm not going to clean the tops, but really I should have cleaned the tops of them as well. So again, if you guys like any of my videos, you guys want to watch future videos, you guys want to check me out when I'm live, go ahead and subscribe and go ahead and hit that bell. Notify yourself of all videos. Make sure that you get notified of anything that I'm doing. All right, back to it. We're going to drop a little drop of glue on top of this spring here. This glue thing seems to be giving me a problem today for some reason. I don't know why. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a drop of glue there. I got one drop there. Hello. All right, get my trusty little wire and reopen the hole. And I'll just use my X-Acto. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see if we get some out now. All right. There we go. All right. So we did that. Oh, that was a little bit too much there. And that. And I don't need to put any on that, but I'm going to put some on this and this and this and this. Okay. So now I would recommend when you're doing this, take the front pins and put them into place first. Feel them fall into the holes. And then the rest of this, you can just line up as you go. There, that popped right into place. Springs and all popped right into place. Boom, just like that. Okay, now you have a fully installed cross member for the rear end of your car. Springs and all. Okay, so I'm going to make sure the springs are there. Yep. Okay, so that's all in. So we're good there. Okay, so now we can put the rear end on. In the rear end, appears to go in here on these. See, they want you to put the rear end in first. The rear end goes like that. All right, so I got to put the rear end in first. So I do got to clean these holes out. Okay, so that's okay. Live and learn a little bit at a time. I got it. All right, so now this is a little bent. I saw that just now, so we're going to straighten that up and straighten that up. And we're going to put a little glue right here on this piece. There's little pins right here. Recommendation, you put the rear end in first is what they're selling you. They don't really tell you what number. They're just telling you what parts. They don't tell you what's order to put them in or nothing. So just so you know, I recommend that you get ready to put the cross member in. Okay, so we're going to get the cross member. We're going to get a little glue on it. So I'm going to put a little glue on the cross member pins. This is the... Okay, so if we have this the way they're showing me, that's the rear end. This is the front end. This has a bit of a curve to it, so the curve goes to the back side. Check the pins. Make sure you get them in the right place. There we go. Once you get the pins in the right place, you drop right into place. Now, I'm going to get the thing out of the way. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but we're working on this one right here. So I'm going to put the rear end down onto the chassis and onto the cross member. That's the way they're showing to do it. So put the rear end in. Get it like that. Make sure that's down below. Make sure it's all in the hole. All right, so there's that. Make sure it's got nice and flat. It's not sticking up anywhere. It's not sticking up on one side and it's not on the other. Okay, so now I got that in. Now I can reinstall my cross member here. So I'm going to put a little bit more glue on it. Which, like I said, later on I'm going to touch everything up. Nobody will notice anything. You know, that's the good thing about plastic model kits. You can change everything. You can hide stuff. You can do all kinds of stuff. All right, so now we got that all covered. So now we're going to put this back in. So again, with the front end, I do the front end first. Put them into place. There and there. And then they should fall right down onto the springs. And they did not this time. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my little X-Acto knife and kind of move the pins around till I see them in the right spot. There we go. And make sure that the pins are in the back end. There we go. Boom. Just like that. It just sat right down into place, just like that. And the springs and everything went into place. Right in the holes. So there's that. So the rear end is in. There's your rear end. It's going to look really cool being all chrome. All right. So now we got the rear end done. Now we're going to work on the front end. So I'm going to take this again. Check it. Make sure there's no little extra screw hanging onto it. No little pins or nothing that are going to stick up that's going to stop me from doing anything. Not sure what that is, but that looks like, is it on the other one as well? It is not. That is. Okay, so this one goes here. This one goes on that side. Okay, so we're going to put this. It shows to put this one in first. It shows to put this in first here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that in first. So the upper A arm goes in first. Like, again, it doesn't tell you what the parts are. It doesn't tell you exactly where they go. It just kind of gives you an idea of where they want you to put it. So you got to kind of like be smart enough to know, you know, the A-frame, the point is going to be the shorter and goes to the back of the car, just so the wheels sit properly on the front end. All right, so I'm really having a problem here getting this. Okay, here we go. All right, so now it does appear that this front end does steer, but I'm not sure why it appears that way. Probably doesn't in this kit. All right, so as you can see, the pins went right through the holes, sat it down nice and flush. I'm just going to kind of take my finger and press it down in there a little bit. I'm going to do one side at a time. So now we got that one in. Now this little doohickey here shows 2 pins up in the lower arm. There's pins all over this. So first thing we're going to do is clean it up. There's a little bit of screw right there I need to clean up. Like I said, once this is all together and it's all dry, I'll come back in with my chrome and I'll do a little bit of chroming. Make it look a little nicer. All right, so I'm just making sure that I don't have any screw hanging around anywhere, going to catch on anything as I'm trying to put it in. All right, there we go. I'm not going to remove the paint off of the shaft because I want the two wheels to fit a little tighter than usual. Okay, so now this goes, it shows that this goes in that hole just like that. just like that. And it does appear that these are supposed to steer. I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, so that's where that goes. So we got that. Now it's showing 63 and then 64. So let's see. 63 is what? I need my chrome piece again so I can see which one was which. So here, I'm going to turn my light on. Is that going to bother you guys? No, it shouldn't. Okay. All right. So 63 is going to be the thinner one. So 63 first? Yes, so it's the thinner one. This is the thinner one. So I'm going to put 60. It shows that it goes right on the shaft, just like this. I haven't glued anything yet, so, but it does show that it goes on the end like this. Okay, so I was wrong. It's that way. So what you're doing is you're just creating a larger stamp. So that's what it's showing you to do. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this into place. I don't know if I'm going to glue that into place. I'm definitely going to glue the pins on the shaft. But I don't think I'm gluing this front end in yet, because I think on my next instructions, it's going to tell me to hook up a steering mechanism to make it move. Okay, so now we got that. These are spacers to put your wheels out further. That's what I just realized they are. Okay, so now again, they're showing that the down front end, which where it looks like your cross member would hook up, your steering cross member would hook up, and that's what these little pins are here. There's also little pins on these brackets, on these A brackets, that stop the steering from going any further. So my assumption is it does steer. It does. I can already feel it's going to. So I got that piece in. So let me go ahead and build this one and get this one up and running. All right. So now a little bit of sanding here on the edge again. And a little bit of sanding here because I realized that I had some there. Nothing there. That's nice and smooth. Oh, there's a little bit there. All right, same thing. Just going to run a little bit of beaded glue across here. Make sure it gets in the hole so it stays in the hole. Little tiny beaded glue, then a little bit more in the hole, and then we place. Now remember, the shorter part goes towards the back of the car, so that the wheels, you can see the wheels are sitting perfectly center where it needs to be. Now I'm going to also push that down a little bit more, make sure it stays there. This one's going to go in here, like so. And believe it or not, it doesn't want to go in the holes. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now that's down perfectly where it's supposed to go, and so is that one. All right, so now we got to clean this up. That does not belong. That does not belong, so that can come off. So I'm just going to try to take my nail and get it to come off. That's not going to work, so we're going to have to cut it. I really hate doing that because it's got that pin, but if I do it right, yeah, there we go. Okay, so the pin stayed. Yay. Hate it when they put this sprue tooling right near the pin that you need to keep, because anybody knows with me, my hands shake a lot, and that's the time that I end up doing oopses. All right, so that didn't come off quite as clean as I'd like it to, so I'm going to trim a little bit more. There we go. And this is where it gets sticky for me. All right, there we go. All right, so I can sand it down a little bit now, just where the sprue was hanging onto it. All right, so again, these two are different sizes. As you can see, there's a larger hole and a smaller hole. The larger hole goes first. The larger one goes first so that it slides way back onto it. And then the little one goes forward. Don't do that. You're not allowed to fall on my keyboard. No. Okay, got it. All right, so I just put a little dab of glue on the steering pin, or I'm sorry, on the tire pin, just to hold everything in place. I don't want to put too much on it in case I do got to remove it. Okay, there we go. All right, so the larger one, and then the smaller one. You know what? I think I want to glue the smaller and larger together on that. So I put a little tap of glue like that, like I did the other one. Okay, so there's that. Okay, so now, backwards, that way. All right, so now I got both pins on, both A-arms on, both steering arms on. So let's see what the next one does. What's the next instructions say? If I'm right, okay, so that should be perfectly aligned with each other now. That's why they did that way. Okay, so now we've done the whole entire number 4, number 2, and number 3. So we did number 2, built the interior. Number 3, put the dashboard in and all the mechanisms in there. We've done number 4, the entire undercarriage drivetrain, rear end, springs, A-arms. And next is going to be, I bet you they're telling me to hook up the pinion onto it. So what are we at? Number 4. Number 5 is the tires, which I've already done. Tires are right here. I've already done those. Okay. There's all 4 of them. Okay. So next we're doing number 6. And number 6 is, number 6 is some of the front end work. So we can do that. It's only got 2 parts on number 6. And I got both of those right here. So let's do that. So number 6 is going to be our last one. We got 10 minutes on the show. And we will do number 7 probably Monday on the live show. Do number 7. And I think there's only 10 or 12 instructions. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's only 12. So we are 2/3 of the way there almost. Okay. All right. So let's do number 6, which is just 3 parts. I thought it was 2. It's 3. Okay. So it's number 60, number 55, and number 54. This is number 54. And looks like number 60 is going to be this chrome cross piece over here, which is this one here. This is the chrome cross piece they're telling me to put in next. This one here. So I'm going to cut that out. Again, I try to lay it on a flat surface, move my build away, put it on a flat surface, and try to cut it as close as possible without breaking it, because this is one of those small sprue pieces that will break the tip off on you if you do it too hard. Okay, so, and look what they did. They put an extra little sprue connection here when they tooled it, as opposed to just leaving it as the one. So I'm going to have to flip that over to cut those off, because they're not going to cut straight if I don't. It's going to break. So there's that one. Pray that this one comes off, because this is the weaker one of the 2. Cut it enough to pop it off, please. Yes. Okay, cool. All right, so I cut it enough to pop it off, but you see what it left? That's my biggest worries with that type of stuff, is that it leaves too much, and then I got to trim it. But again, that's why I really love AMT kits. AMT kits are my kits, man. I love building them because they give you the challenge of taking it easy, taking it slow. And if you don't, you're going to screw up, and you're going to have to backtrack and remove parts, sand stuff back down, clean it up, and put it back in. So as long as you follow directions, you're nice and slow with it, you should be fine. All right, so again, there's 3 parts. So this is the cross member that it asked me for. I got to get the bigger cross member off, which is on the other sprue that I painted metallic silver. All right, so now that's all cleaned up with the sprue off it. I do want to run this sander around it a little bit, because I do want it to look nice and rounded. So this is the piece. I'm just going to take the sanding stick and just kind of go where I had to remove sprue, just to make sure it's nice and smooth. So everything comes out nice and smooth. We're good to go. Okay, so yeah, watch. This is really flimsy. See, so be careful with that. All right, so now we're back to the front end. So it doesn't, like, again, it tells me only numbers. So it's 56, 54, 55, and 60. This is 60. Oh, I'm wrong. Ooh, glad I looked. Woohoo. There's number 60 right there. There's number 60. There's number 55. And there's number 54. Okay, so I'm glad I looked, because it actually did look like that was the right piece. Look how close it's shaped the same way. I mean, come on. Should have known that it wasn't going to be. But it does look like, just so you know, it really does look like the steering's going to work on this. I don't know how that makes. I don't know how, if the steering works on this, that makes it a level 2 kit, because the last steering thing that I did was on a level 5 kit. And that doesn't make any sense. Most people would think on a level 2 kit that everything gets glued into place so that it's easier to handle when you're building it. But nope, they want you to move stuff and make stuff move. So we're going to make the crap move. So this one's going to have a steering front end, which is very interesting for a level 2. Like I said, I have never seen a level 2 at all with a front end that's steerable. But supposedly, by what this looks like I said, I'm not worried about roughing up the paint any, because I do have paint that I can touch it up with. All right, so I'm checking any of the places that I took off the sprue from, kind of sanding it down a little bit. Okay, so there's that, and that. Okay, so now it's showing that this little piece, oop, I didn't clean that one off. Let me clean that up. And I'm going to make this thing steer. Now, if you get a level 2 kit and you can't make the front end steer and it's supposed to steer, You guys, you need to go back to a level 1 kit, which is basically snapped together. But as long as you take your time, which me, I tend to try to guess the parts, which is a dumb thing to do on AMT. You can do that on Revell. You can guess the part on Revell by what it looks like, but on AMT, I don't recommend you do that too often. Okay, so this is evidently the tie rod. That's what I would consider this. Look, it does have a nice big hole in it too, so that it steers. All right, so there's some extras flash on the back side of this, so I'm going to sand that down so it rolls smoothly, because it's going to go on those pins. All right, so it's showing that this, I'm going to turn this around so I can do it here. It's showing that this piece here goes on the lower arm, goes on the lower pin. So we're just going to take it and we're going to stick it right over the pin on both sides, and that should actually bring the pins up more. Is it going to go without a problem? Yep. Looks like it's going to go without a problem. So let me get my tweezers here. My hands are shaking too much to do it by hand. So let me get my tweezers in so I can put it in place. And once I get that one in, all right, doesn't want to go in. Why? And I was right. This is going to be a steering front end. Okay, so check it out. The front end is like that. Okay, so now it's actually showing that this piece right here, it's got a crap load of holes in it right now. So I got to figure out what holes go where. Okay, so it goes this way to the front. Let me turn the car around again now. So now there's these 2 holes here. Right, there's these 2 holes here. This goes all the way up forward. And then the remaining pins, so it's going to be these 4. It's going to be this one, this one, this one, and this one. So I'm going to clean those out. Now again, I want the front end to steer if it's supposed to steer, so I am not going to use much glue on this because I don't want anything to drip off later on and give me a problem. All right, so the only place I'm gluing it right up this point is the 4 pins it's showing that it's glued to. So I want to smack a little glue off, a little bit of paint off of this one too. Again, if you make a little bit of a mess, just make sure you have some leftover paint and you can touch it up. No, I didn't make a mess, but still. All right, so there's my 2 pins. My 2 out of the 4 pins, I'm going to go back and do the other 2, and then I'm going to go ahead and drop it. And I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I appreciate you watching. If you'd like these videos, if you want to see more, you want to be notified, subscribe. If you want to be notified, hit that bell. Just tell it to give you all notifications. All right, so now, again, you really can't see these pins. They look like they're not there, but they are. So I'm just going to go ahead and, because this whole thing goes down on top of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do this whole thing here so that I have something to glue to. So I'm just taking the flat part of my X-Acto knife and scraping off the silver paint, taking it back to orange. All right, so those are done. All right, let me do a little bit here. See how that glue loosened up the paint? That's what will happen if you don't clean it up a little bit while you're doing it. I mean, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It is going to be hidden once you get all the parts on. All right, so that's good enough there. All right, so now I'm just going to take my glue and I'm going to put a little dot on each one of these pins. And then I just got to put the muffler in, and we've done 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Tomorrow will be 7. And I'm trying to get enough glue on here to where it holds it into place. There's a whole bunch of holes in this, so I'm assuming there's a whole bunch of other things that are going to connect to this, because there's a whole buttload of holes on here. All right, so now, again, we're working on the front end. You need to make sure everything's where you want it. Nothing's moved out of the way. Nothing's moved to where you're not going to get the pins in the right place. So it would appear that the pins of these go in these holes. Okay, the pins of the mechanism, the steering mechanism, go in these holes. So that's what you're going to do. These little holes here. So you're going to make sure that those line up. So first thing I'm going to do is put that one on. Make sure that lined up. Bring it around where it's supposed to go, and that one went in. Get the back end in. Back one's in. Okay, so that's in. That's in. Okay, so there's that one. So now at this point, the other side fell off, but that's okay because we can still reach it. So now we put this back up where it's supposed to be. Get it into that hole where it's supposed to be. And then we rehook. Make sure it's in the front, Joe. We rehook the steering ring. And then we're ready to roll. All right, so lift it up. Get it out of the way for the moment. And pull it back again. Put this up. Take my tweezers. Kind of make the two match. Oh, you know what I can do? Let's put the arm on there first, and then put the bottom piece in. So it goes this way. So now that I know I can get the arm up by putting a little pressure on it, easiest way to do that is bring that up inside first, and then put that in the hole there, like that. This is really being a pain in the butt, and it shouldn't be. So there's that one, and there's that one. All right, so now that's all put into place where they're supposed to be, right? Everybody's in the holes that they're supposed to be in. Yep, everybody's where they're supposed to be. Tapping a little bit did make it drop a little bit, so maybe that's what I needed to do to begin with. All right, so now that there and that there. Make sure that stays. Find the holes where they go, which is this goes this way, and it goes down there, and let's see if we can get these two pins in these holes where they're supposed to go. I'm really having problems seeing because of light, so there we go. All right, so now these pins, this bottom one goes there, top one goes there. Okay, so that one's in. That whole side's in. Let's go over here and check this side. Okay, there you go. That side's in. Okay, so now we got the whole front end in. As you can see, if you turn it, it does turn a bit. So I would recommend to keep this with clothespins for the night so that you get a nice hard seal on that. I'm probably going to go ahead and shag that down so that it stays on, just with a little bit of heating of a knife and then pushing it on. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some clothespins on these to make sure they stay down. Make sure you got them all nice and level. Nothing's going to come loose that way. Nothing can come off because it's all stuck into place. All right, so yes, this definitely has a steering front end. Okay, so now I got to go in the drawer and get my clothespins, and I'm going to put a clothespin here. Make sure you get that right on that. There we go. See, I got it right on where the pin was. Do the same thing here on this side. Right here. There we go. Just like that. All right, so there's those two back ones. Now the front ones seem to want to have lifted when I did that, so I got to put ones on the front. Same principle, right where the pins are, right below it. There you go. All right, now I'd recommend, again, like I said, let this sit a couple hours before you go any further. But guys, there you have it. The front and rear end of a 2006 Chevy Camaro concept car from AMT. Hey, Paul, man, what's up, dude? Imagine that. My goodness gracious. Yeah, I know, screws over, brother. I didn't realize you were in, Paul. Holy crap, dude. How long you been in? Did you try to call me? You didn't try to call me, did you? No, you didn't try to call me. Can you hear me? All right, well, yep. See the front end steers. Check that out. Another front end steering. It's a level 2. I can't believe it steers, Paul. Check that out. All right, so I guess you're here. I'm going to stay on for a couple more minutes. What else do I got to do? Let's see. Okay, so we did number 6. Number 7 is put the engine, the radiator, and all that together. So let's go ahead and do that. We can do that. Ain't going to take much. I've already got the engine ready. Okay, so the next step, I can turn this over. Yeah, I see you've been around for a while. Okay, so I did not put the exhaust in yet, Paul, even though it shows me to in number 6. I probably should go ahead and do that, even though maybe they'll be in my way. I'm not sure. Are there pins at the bottom of this one? No. All right, so they're showing that the exhaust goes There's holes for it, it shows. There. Okay, so the exhaust goes just like that. All right. So it goes down here and underneath the cross member. Like that. That's what it shows. And then this piece gets stuck like that. So basically, there it is. So I think I did pretty good on picking the colors. What do you think? All right, so let me go ahead and put a little bit of glue on. Here's another one. Nope. So put a little glue on these pins. There's pins to the back side. How's your day going, Brother Paul? I was expecting Joe to call in, Joe Fritz to call in. I gave him my number. He's on the road today. And Caesar said he might show up, and Rob is usually here. So it's Sunday, though, so they could be sleeping in, or they could be somewhere with their families. It could be a fun day Sunday with their family or something. So Rob hasn't missed one yet. Actually, I can't say that. He had a family emergency and had to go one day. All right, so now I'm just going to do what it says, and then that'll be done. And I'm glad you showed up and came and hung with me, bro. All right, so once I get this into place where it's supposed to go, those should fall right where they're supposed to go. So pins are back, so there. All right, so now those are in. I can press this in a little bit because I noticed it had a nice tight spot for it. Okay, so there. All right, so those go there. These ends of these pipes that go near the engine are supposed to be a little more inward because they're supposed to go into that little holes right there. There's these little holes in the bottom of the chassis right there, but they're not going in. Oh, cool. Who's playing soccer, bro? Oh, that's right. Your son's kid, right? Your old grandpa. All right, so that takes care of that, and that takes care of that. All right, so we're going to leave that like that for now. Yeah, I'm just, like I said, I wasn't expecting to do one today. Somebody asked me last night, and I guess they decided not to come if I was going to do it. I told them I would do it, but I guess they decided not to come today, so their loss. Anyway, did you see the pictures? Did you see the picture? Saw you were live. Oh, cool. Okay, cool. You are following. I figured you were following me, Paul. You come when you can, brother. I did this because I know a lot of you guys do 9 to 5s, and you guys can't do the 10 a.m. during the weekdays. 10 a.m. was my idea because that's when I have an hour before I have to deal, an hour and a half to 2 hours before I have to deal with my son and his lunches here. So I'm assuming that goes down like that, even though it doesn't want to. It's showing that the pipes go in these holes, but they're not wanting to go in these holes. So I'll wait to do that for another time. Oh, they do go right down in the holes. All right, so evidently, those little holes right there, when you get the engine in, are supposed to be exactly where the engine lays. So we can flip that over for now. I built the engine. I don't know if you watch the other videos. You're still a grandpa. It's okay. That's what I'm going to call you from now on. Everybody's going to think you're a grandpa. Call you grandpa online, and everybody will think so. All right, so anyways, I went ahead and we did all the instructions as it came through. I've already built the engine. I just knocked off the dang header, so I got to put the header back on. Me and my clumsy, bumsy fingers. All right, so that takes care of that. All right. So now, put the header back on. Get it into place. There we go. It also snapped. Most of the stuff snapped right into the hole, Paul, just so you know. I mean, I had no problem building any of this stuff. All right, so evidently, I'm supposed to be able to take and put that into that. And if I did this right, that should slide right into there. Oh, I didn't clean out the hole. So anyway. Okay, yeah, no problem. All right, brother. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming and hanging with me for a couple minutes, Paul, man. You see, this is what I do 5 days a week. I'm sure you've seen some of the videos. I mention you guys in the Model Asylum and Plastic Addictions on just about every video. So you guys get your airtime because I mention your names every time I do. Okay, so there. See, like I said, that went right back into place. So now that I've got the engine into place, I can take and spread the headers out a little bit because they go right in that hole. Oop, see, that pin went away. See, and now that header dropped right into that hole. So get the headers into the holes, and this way the pipes will look like they're connected. So when they're all fully stable and glued in, I will hook up the rear pipes better. I'm just trying to get that to go in to that one. Be safe, brother. Later, I'm out. You're out. I'll be out in like 5 anyway, bro. Just want to get these pipes in and have this part done. All right, so there's the engine, the rear end, and the front end of the AMT 2006 Chevy Camaro concept car. Like, subscribe, follow if you want to see more builds. You'll get notifications when I do this. I've been doing this whole build online. The past 5 videos have this build and the Revel Auto Transport trailer that came out in April. Again, a shout out to Plastic Addictions Anonymous and the Model Asylum on Facebook. Also, if you want to email me here on this channel, it is plastikaddictionsanonymous@gmail.com. That's all one word, plastikaddictionsanonymous@gmail.com. If you want to personally email me, I have an email for this account specifically called Joe Hudson, PAA 2021@gmail.com. You can email me directly. You can also PM me through Messenger. You can find me on either one of my Facebook groups. I admin several other ones. You can find me on there. More than likely, if you do a search under Facebook under Joe Hudson, you're going to come up with my Plastic Addiction Anonymous blog. That one right there has the link in it to the YouTube channel and also to both Facebook groups and that. Thanks, guys, for coming. Paul, I appreciate you. Danny, I appreciate you coming in for a few minutes. Enjoy the videos, guys. Like, subscribe, follow, share. This is Joe from Plastic Addictions Anonymous. I'm out of here.